Good morning, Elizabeth. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
How you've been feeling lately?
Very good, thank you.
Okay. Let's start today's session seated in the chair. So if you want to take this chair right here, and we're just going to start taking a comfortable seated posture, separating the feet about hip distance apart. And we're just going to begin our session today with a little bit of body awareness, sometimes what's called a witness practice. So we want to sit feeling equal distance across the sitting bone. So maybe just bring your buttocks a little bit away from the chair so that the back is suspended. And just feel the feet. Would you like to take your socks off this morning? Yeah, it helps to feel a little more contact with the floor. Yoga is usually done with bare feet. So that's good. So bring the feet about hip distance apart and really kind of open the arches of the feet and relax the toes. So open all 10 toes and then just really feel the contact of the toes and roll sort of in on the arches of the feet. And then bring the buttocks a little bit closer to the edge of the chair. Okay, so we're going to begin this morning's practice with what's known as the witness awareness and finding our center today. Nice way to begin a yoga practice. So we begin by rolling the shoulders back, just taking a nice breath in and relaxing here. You can close your eyes or just soften the gaze a little bit to kind of bring the awareness into the body. So rolling the shoulders back and bringing alignment into the body, relaxing the toes, bringing the knees slightly back a little bit. So you want the arches of the feet, the knees, the hips in alignment. We're going to begin to find our center. And that changes a little bit day to day. So this is why if you'd like to close your eyes or just reduce the gaze, so instead of looking around the room for your internal awareness and center, we want to bring the awareness inside. So from here, just lightly rest the hands on the thighs as you are. Relax the face and the jaw and the throat and let the shoulders drop. And take a breath into the chest. Just feel the breath entering. The inhalation, energizing, bringing a little bit of heat in the body. And the exhalation portion, cooling the body. Just begin to feel the breath. Bringing the breath into the body, bringing the body and the mind into the present moment. Maybe feeling how the breath can calm the mind. Inhaling and exhaling. And then just lightly open the eyes. Maybe gazing down the tip of the nose. We're going to find our physical center. So from here, just soften the arms. We're just going to rock slightly forward. And then rocking back. Okay, feel a little movement in the feet. Okay, nothing much, rocking back and rocking forth, feeling how the center of the body changes slightly. Inhaling forward and exhaling back. And then coming back to center, experiencing center. And then from here we'll go to one side. Okay, feeling that rotation across the arches of the feet. So instead of leading with the shoulders, let's lead with the base of the spine where we're grounded in this posture, sitting on the chair. Feeling balance. Flowing with the breath. Back and forth. Feeling our center, feeling where the body is in space. Very subtle practice, bringing the awareness into the body, moving with the breath, and then coming back to center, inhaling. Stacking the shoulders back, slightly lifting the toes, and then releasing the toes. Inhaling and exhaling. Very good. So now we're going to work a little bit with some breath practice today. Breath practice known as pranayama. Have you ever worked with breath awareness before?
No.
Okay. So this would be a little bit tricky. So if you don't get it the first time, we'll have many other opportunities to practice it. There's two parts of the inhalation. The inhalation known as the masculine portion of the breath, and that can be very energizing and heating, and then the exhalation is known as the female part of the breath cycle and can be very cooling. So when we work with this breath practice today called alternate nostril breathing, what it can help to do before we begin our more active part of our practice today is to organize the breath and to equalize the two. So we're going to just try to work with alternate breath practice, or sometimes known as Nadi Shodahan. So we'll take the right hand. Are you right-handed? Mm-hmm. Okay. So take your right hand and just make the thumb and the last two fingers into a clasp, and using the right two fingers. Bring the thumb up to the right nostril. So it's important to bring your hand to your nostril instead of releasing the head to the neck. And just kind of block off the right nostril, okay? And now we'll breathe in. Now you can close your eyes, or you probably want to be watching me, so it's important not to push on the nostril, but just to close it off. So from here, we'll exhale completely, okay? Fully exhale. And then inhale through the left nostril for 1, 2, 3, 4. And then take those two fingers, closing off the left nostril, and exhale through the right nostril only. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep the fingers right there and inhale through that same side. Inhale deeply without any grasping. Now with the thumb on the right nostril, we'll gently close that off, releasing and exhaling through the left side. Doing okay so far? Okay. I know it seems strange. Okay, so now we exhale completely through the left side and inhale. Closing the left side, exhale through the right. Inhaling deeply. And with the pad of the thumb, we'll close off the right nostril, opening the left and exhale. Complete the exhalation. And then we'll just continue with that inhalation. One breath right after another. Feeling the chest rise, closing off the left nostril, if you're with me, and then exhaling completely. A few more times. Inhaling, closing off, exhaling. Stay with it. Inhale up. Keep that elbow nice and high. And exhaling. One more time that side to complete the cycle. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, so release the hands to the lap. And just return to your normal breath cycle. Take a moment or two in silent, seated meditation, scanning the body to release any tension that may have built during your breath practice, especially because we need to concentrate sometimes on these new ways of breathing. But this is a way of cooling the body, cleansing the body, organizing the channels of wind energy. So just let the mind be still, tuning into simple breath awareness. So maybe if you're able to just be aware of where the breath is flowing freely and where there may be any restrictions. And for the next 2 to 3 breath cycles, try to release any holdings, any thickening in the throat, any tension. We try to be aware that the inhalation and the exhalation are of equal length, and all of this comes with practice. You're doing great for your first time. Okay, let's open our eyes. Bring your hands to your heart. Very nice. Okay, so we're going to work on some gentle standing poses. We're going to use the chair and the table for some balance because we want to strengthen and protect the back and the knees and work on warming up the body slowly because people that come to me and they have conditions of multiple sclerosis or any sort of balance issues, it's really important to warm up slowly, to not overheat the body and to not overwork. We work a little bit at a time. So we're going to use the table and I'll demonstrate how we're going to work with the postures today. Are you ready to start?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get up slowly. Good, let me just move this. Yep, no, well, we're actually going to use the chair as a support for some standing back stretches. So you can come over here if this is okay with you, and I'll come over here. Is this okay? Okay. So we're going to work on strengthening and stretching the back. This is really good for all activities that you do. Okay. So this is called a forward fold or Paschimottanasana. Let's stand a little bit further away from the chair. Now just find that nice standing alignment. So again, release the toes along the floor. Find your grounding posture into the earth. And see if you can be aware of rolling. Let's bring your feet a little bit closer together. Your hips are not that wide. And actually track the feet forward. See how you're standing a little bit further out. And these are habits of posture that we carry through, in our daily life. And through repeated practices of yoga, your posture will naturally improve. But we want to be aware of how we're standing so that we're in nice alignment. And what I like to think about is rolling in without actually changing the position of the legs, but rolling the thighs and the hips sort of inward so that you're aware of standing a little bit more on the arches of the feet. So over time you may sort of feel that. Okay, so what we're going to do is just place your hands on your hips, open the chest with a soft breath, and then we may need to move this chair out a little bit because you're quite tall. Okay. Now, we're going to keep the hands low, maybe for the first session, and as we progress a little bit, we can work with a little more advanced version of the forward fold. Okay, so think about as we come down, and I'll demonstrate first, we're going to reach for the chair instead of the floor. But what we're going to try to do, instead of like a nosedive, is actually extend the spine. You can bend your knees as much as feels comfortable. We're going to extend the spine out and over as we reach for that chair, and I'm actually going to push it out a little bit further. So that as we bend forward, reaching for the chair, you may find that coming here is comfortable for you. For myself, I'll go a little bit further. So what I'm doing is reaching out, extending the spine. I'm bending my knees to soften the hamstrings and back. And I'm breathing into the spine. And I'm going to stay here for 4 full breaths, bringing my ears nice in alignment with the biceps here. Okay, and I'm going to stay right here. And then when I'm ready to come up, one by one, I'm going to put my hands on my hips, pushing through the feet and coming up with a nice long spine. Okay, do you think you can do that? Mm-hmm. Okay. I think we might need to just even move this out a little bit more. Okay, we'll do it together, okay? So find that nice alignment, roll the shoulders back, take a big breath in. Okay, relax, in breath. Okay, now think about extending the spine out. Think about leading with the heart and coming forward. Now let's reach for that chair, okay? Okay, look forward, don't look at me. You can follow my verbal cues, okay? You don't need to look at me. So reach for that chair, okay? Does that feel good? Nice long spine? Okay, maybe coming down a little bit further. Put one hand on the lower aspect of the chair, right about here. Yeah, I think that's a good posture for you. Okay, bend the knees slightly. Up, okay. And bending forward. Now come there with a nice easy breath. Release the head. Beautiful. Extending that spine. Do you feel the stretch?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to stay here flowing with the breath. I like to stay for maybe 4 nice easy breaths. Beautiful. Okay. No gripping with the toes. Breathe up and down the spine. We're going to do this 4 times, okay? 4 rotations of this posture. Okay, so we're ready to come out now. So we're going to exhale completely. And then bring the hands to the hips. one at a time or both, whatever feels right for you. Now let's come up, extending through the spine. So we use the arms here to assist. Inhale and exhale down to Tadasana, mountain pose. Okay, let's go right into the second one, okay? Inhale and exhale, forward fold, reaching for that chair, both arms together, beautiful. Let's see how that one looks too. Very, very nice, okay? Keep the head low. Nice, beautiful, good. Nice stretch here, bending the knees if you need to, okay? As we warm up, you know, we'll get further into the stretching, but you must be aware of where the body is and what feels right. Going where you want to go today, always honoring your limits and what you need to do. Are you breathing?
Yes.
Okay. Really important. Okay, now we're prepared to come up. I'm just going to watch. Oh, let's remember to place the hands first, okay? That's going to protect you. Okay, because you want to come up nice and straight. There you go. We're going to watch you do that one more time, okay? Coming up out of the pose is just as important as coming back in. Roll the shoulders back with the breath, coming into that mountain pose. Can you do two more like that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Inhale here and exhale, forward folds, coming down, reaching out, really stretching through, lengthening through the limbs here, lengthening through the arms. Okay, no locking with the arms. We just think about lengthening through, right from the armpits all the way down to the fingertips. Okay, using a little bit of the body's resistance here with the chair. Good. Come on up just as slowly as we go down. Okay, good. Let's try one more before we move on. Inhale and exhale, forward folding. Okay, so feel the backs of the legs, the opening of the back body. Maybe if you like to experiment a little bit, maybe straightening the legs just a little bit. Feel what's available. So we want to feel some sensation. We want to feel a little bit of a stretch, but never anything that's a sign of that we're going too far or any pain. We want to enjoy our yoga. We want it to feel good. Okay, I'm preparing to come up. Really bring those elbows to the back. Use the assist of the arms, pushing through the heels of the feet, and come on up. Good. Okay, couple breaths here. Feel the effects of that pose. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we're going to add a few more standing poses here. Okay, for this pose, we're actually going to use this table to do some other standing poses. And these poses strengthen the legs and the back and help a little bit with balance pose. So this one, you probably heard of it before. Let me just show you here, excuse me. It's known as one of the warrior poses. And we can start with the left side here. So I'm gonna take this to use as balance and also to sort of to assist with the stretch. And you can see how far you can go with it, but I'm gonna have you put your right hand on your hip because we're starting on the left side. And kind of like you can stay a little bit away from the table if you want, and just have maybe a couple of fingertips on the nice table here, and bending into the knee slightly. Now you don't want to overstrain that knee, because I know you've had a previous knee injury and sometimes have a little difficulty with that. So maybe like I might be bending a little bit more than you want to. You can even just come into a slight bend of the knee and think about rotating the hips back, and then maybe sliding the hand out and reaching down and coming into a warrior one. This is called the Virabhadrasana first. And then just kind of think about opening the hips here, because this is a nice hip opener. I'm just going to keep my hand right on my right hip and maybe just look straight ahead. And I'm going to hold this again for 4 breaths. And then when I come up, I'm just going to use the table to slide back And then I'm going to come down in and out of it a few times just to feel the range of motion that might be possible. So do you want to experiment with that? I can help you, okay? All right, so I'm going to set it up like this, okay? Okay, line up the hips first with the table. Don't even think about what you're going to do with the bend of the knee yet. Okay, line up the hips. Nope, that's very good. And then just find the table. Find where it is in space for you. Okay, now we got to point this foot at about a 90-degree angle or something a little bit close to it. It can be pointed out a little bit further for you. Okay, now let's walk it out a bit and slide the hand out on the table slightly.
This one?
Yep. Okay, now if you want, you can come into a little bit of a bend of the knee and open up the chest. Spin the chest forward towards the blue door. Hand on the hip, looking straight forward. Okay, try not to use the table as too much of a support. You don't want to collapse into the table. You want to have a nice chest opener here. Okay. Let's come back a little bit here so we can use a little bit more of the length of the table. And of course, we're just experimenting with this for the first time. This knee does not want to go past the ankle. Okay, good. Now think about bringing that right hip back and look straight ahead. Okay, how does that feel?
Okay.
All right, we need to place this foot a little more in alignment. Okay, try again.
Okay.
I know this is a little tricky, but we really just want to watch this knee. So it is a huge hip opener. And over time, many of the other poses that we practice, they all sort of add on to increasing the flexibility of the hips so that when you practice the Warrior One, again, very, very lightly supported there. So when you practice the Warrior One, you'll have just a little more hip opening here. So think about taking that right hand and spinning the right hip open. Okay, I'm pretending I have my table here. Torso is open. Okay. Pretty strenuous pose. You're doing great. Okay, now to come out of it, we're going to bring the hand back up, both hands on the hips. Maybe heel toe the feet together. Will that work for you?
What do you mean?
Heel toe the feet together. Okay, because we don't want to risk any balance loss. Okay, let's try that on the other side. Yeah, how would we do that? Yeah.
Okay. Right?
Okay. Let's come back a little bit closer to the table. Put down right down here. We can use the whole length of the table. Okay. I'll take a nice breath in, lengthening through the side body, and step out with that foot. Okay, that's about enough for you. And watch that knee alignment as we bend into a little bit of a knee bend. And then open the chest and slide out, slide down the table. At the same time, spin the chest open. Now we got the left hand on the hip, right? Mm-hmm. Correct? Yeah. Correct. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Oh, you're better already, see? Okay. But I can already see that you're really kind of leaning into it. So we want to have the table for support, but we don't want to overuse the support. Good. Okay. Breathe into the crown of the head, and then we lengthen here, and we're holding the pose. Very nice. Very nice. We're going to do one more version on each side. Okay, that's really good. Good. Well, maybe on the next time we'll bend it a little bit more into that knee. Yeah, if there was with the mirror, nope, nope. You want to hold. Don't go back and forth. Okay. Breathe. Don't look so serious. It's all good. Okay. Come on back out. Any way that's comfortable. And let's try it on the other side again.
Same way?
Yep. Yep, same pose. We're just going to do the other side. Okay. Okay. Now think about aligning the hips back towards that table. Set it up first. Okay, which knee is the injured one? This one. Okay. Yeah, it does appear that way. That it does just not want to stay so much in alignment. Okay, so walk this out, hip back, knee back. So you don't maybe want to lunge so far with that knee, if there's any discomfort there. And open, hand out. There we go. Nice stretch. Good. So the poses, even when we come into full expression of the poses, it's not so much completely static. We can move a little bit in the pose, you know, make some little micro adjustments. Because holding the poses is important also, especially in our therapeutic practice, getting maximal benefits. Okay, let's come on back out. Now, can we just kind of like rotate on the feet to go to the other side? Yeah, how about that? Coordination. Yes, good. Okay, hips in alignment with the table. There you go, shift them back. Use that hand as an assist. Open that knee. Do not want the knee will automatically roll out. You want to roll it back. And then come into your bend. Torso is straight. Okay, I know it's a lot to think about. You're doing great. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Yeah, we try to not build up tension as we work with the postures. Hands are soft. Another breath in. Another breath out. Let the inhalation lift you back up. And bring the hands and feet together. That was really nice. We started with one of the more difficult ones in the beginning, so that's really good. Okay, so we're going to do something a little bit similar using the table again. It's known, if you just step away, I can show you from here. It's known as the triangle pose. So it's done with straight legs, so you don't have to bend into the leg, but I'm going to stand with a stance a little bit wider, but you can experiment what is comfortable for yourself. Having I'm going to start with my right leg fully extended but not locked. Both hips back against the table. Open the arms out like an airplane. And then I'm going to lengthen through my side body and slightly tip forward, like someone was lengthening through the hand. And as I do, you can keep your hand on your hip. Okay, this is a good beginner's sort of version. I'm going to slide that open palm just a little bit down the open leg. At the same time, roll the shoulders back. This is a good pose to increase breathing, opening the back, stretching the lungs. I'm just going to look straight forward. I'm going to hold this for a couple of breaths. And then I'm going to come back up, and to switch sides here, all I have to do is go like this. Open up on the inhalation, soft arms. Come on down here. Slowly descending, keeping the head in alignment with the spine. Very organizing. Staying here for 2 to 4 breaths. Think about calming the breath and coming back up. Okay? Mm-hmm. So a little similar. Okay. Which side you're going to start on? It doesn't matter, whichever one you want. Most people usually start with their right, but whatever happens, it's okay. Okay, so you want to bring your body, you know, sort of like almost right in alignment with the table, because I want you to use the table. That's what it's here for, as sort of a guide of where will help you with the alignment. Okay, and stepping out a little bit more. Remember the front leg is extended but not locked. And I can show you, you know, open the arms out. Lifting. And then we're going to tip a little bit forward. Beautiful. Hand on the hip, sliding the open palm just a little bit down the leg. Okay? Here we go. Roll the shoulder out and open, spinning the torso forward, and then lengthen through the crown of the head. Okay, so we want to stay right where you are. Okay, I just want to feel a little bit. Get behind there. Okay, so you want to think about, nope, stay right where you are. Just think about the head being in a nice straight alignment. Good. Yep, come on right back up through the reach of the back arm and just pivot on the feet. Okay, slowly and with control. Okay, let's line that back hip up with the table. So think about that being like a wall behind you, and both hip points are right on that table. Okay, and then we'll open the arms. Okay, softly, like floating on an ocean wave, very calm. And then without collapsing through the side ribs, we descend down. Okay. Oh, yeah, let's do this one. You don't lose any length of the neck. Good. And you think about breathing right into the brain. So fingers are soft, just reaching towards that ankle bone. Use that shoulder to open the chest. There you go. So everything has a purpose. Every little micro adjustment, everything has a purpose. Are your toes relaxed? No gripping through the feet? Good. We don't want to create tension. Not in yoga, not in therapy. Okay, let's come on back up. Breathe in and out. We're going to do one more on each side. Okay? So if possible, just rotate and set it back up. Or take your time and do it any way that's going to work for you. Okay? Beautiful. Okay, show me. Okay, good. Getting tired yet? Mm-hmm. It's okay. We haven't got too much more of the standing part. You're doing fine. Okay, just don't look at me. Just listen. Just look straight ahead. And don't forget to breathe fully. Okay, so as the body heats up, we want to really work on the exhalation. That's the part of the breath that most people, even in everyday life, they cheat themselves on. We're really good at getting our breath in, but letting it out, we hold it in. And that's where we can cool the body. So if you are getting heated up from your practice, think about exhaling, cooling the body through the exhalation. Concentrate on that. One more time on the other side. So we want to balance off our practice. Okay? Okay, doing great. Yep, lift the arms, keep the hips nice and level. Okay. So good for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Okay. And bring the feet together. Okay, take a moment to settle into the weight of the body. Taking your mountain pose. Just releasing the hands by the side. And again, we take up silence between the poses for a moment or two, just to integrate and to feel the effects. Because we're going to move on, we're going to change some positioning. So we never want to rush the body into changes of orientation. I'm going to take a few moments in between. So maybe feeling the effects of the energy coursing through the body. The heat, the tapas. Okay. Do you feel like you could practice a supported balance pose today? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So what we're going to do is take the chair. You can use the chair here. So we'll reverse the position of the chair as we switch sides of the body. And holding on lightly, fingertip on the chair. You can use the chair as much as you need to. So with that, that's your right hand. We're just going to lift the left leg. Okay. A little bit higher if you can. A little bit higher if you can. One arm goes out. Okay, we're just going to hold here for 4 easy breaths. Okay, I'm putting my hand on my hip, but you're going to use the chair. Okay. Strength, balance, concentration, integrity. Focus on the breath. And softly release. I'm going to do it again.
Same leg?
Yep. As you did so well with that, you'll do it again.
Okay.
Okay. If there's a day that you're not able to practice the balance, then you just leave it out. But when your body's willing to accept pushing the limits a little bit, challenging the limits, we want to do that. Okay. So we float it up. Maybe both limbs together, or one at a time, whatever feels appropriate for you. Okay. Point those toes down. Lift the chest. Good. Helps to stack the spine. Beautiful. Lift the chin slightly, just slightly. That standing leg will shake a little bit. That's normal. Don't look at it. Okay, let's let it go. Okay, before we lose too much of the strength here, we're going to go right to the other side. Okay, so you can position the chair where you think that, it mostly worked best for you, either further away or a little bit closer. Okay, inhale and exhale. Lift on the inhale. Okay, try not, you're doing fine, but you want to avoid you want to avoid rolling out. Okay, you're doing well. Ramping up the breath here, using the breath of success. You ready to put it down softly? Okay. One breath in between. Okay, no worries. We just come right back into it. Okay, so we practice these poses without any expectation of what's going to happen, without any judgment. Nope, see, no judgment. Whatever happens, happens. Good. Okay, so keeping that hand right on the chair. We're going to lift the other arm up. Feet are about hip distance apart. They already are for you. That's great. Just take a nice little side stretch. Okay. So lengthen through the arm, and we're reaching over. Okay, so this is called a crescent moon. It's going to help to kind of restore the natural curves of the body before we come down to the mat. Okay, so look straight ahead. Let's turn that palm in and think about lengthening, stretching right through the side of the body. Both feet are on the ground. Okay. Let's bring that hand down by the side, reverse the position of the chair. Other side. Is that the other side? Mm-hmm. Yes. So inhale and out and over. So this is called crescent moon because you're making a crescent moon shape with the body. Reach out and strong. Good, good, good. Lengthening and stretching. And good, let's come back to center. Okay. Now we're going to bring the chair over here and come to the floor. So I'd like you to use the chair to get down to the floor. Okay. Just for safety. Yep. Seated on the floor. Okay, very good. Well, actually, I'd like you to come to an all fours position. Okay. If you'd like to roll the mat under for more cushioning of the... You okay? Yep. Okay. So we're going to work on a posture called spinal balance pose, or sometimes it's called balancing cat. And I will show you what it looks like and how we're going to do this. So we're going to find a position that allows the knees to be right under the hips, and fingers are all facing forward, and bring them closer together. They're really going to be only shoulder width apart. And then we're going to bring the shoulders slightly behind the wrist. Right up over the wrist is a little bit too much tension on the wrist. Okay, so I want you to look down at the short edge of your mat. And even though I'm going to have you follow my verbal directions instead of looking, okay? So from here, take a big breath in and kind of engage the core and the side body here, and just release one arm up. Okay, looking down at the short edge of the mat. Okay, stretching through the fingertips, right from the armpit. Okay, let's replace that limb. Now we're going to go to the opposite leg. So really firm down on the thumb and the first two fingers here and stretch the left leg out. Okay. Now look down at the short edge of the mat here. If you're looking up, you'll lose your balance. Now it can be just a couple of inches off the mat. Stretching and lengthening and balancing. Try not to shift too much weight to one side. And release. Good. Now we're going to the side. Left arm. And down. And right leg goes out. And release. Okay, let's take a breath in here and sit back lightly into child's pose. Okay, separate your knees. We can use a blanket here to put underneath. Just, there you go. That just kind of softens the knees. And just do it. Just sit back into child's pose. You want to rest the forehead lightly. Okay. You can also use a pillow under the forehead. If you have high blood pressure, you want to relax the head a little bit higher. We're going to stay here for a couple breaths. Okay, really nice. So we take this moment of relaxation and tuning the awareness in. Very organizing for the nervous system. So you want to make sure that the body is in a relaxed position. Okay, comfortably come back up. Let me get the bolster out. Okay. All right, so we're going to come to our backs.
Lie on my back?
Yeah. Okay, take your time there. Maybe roll the shoulder blades sort of into each other. Okay, you feel okay here? Let me just put a little pillow under your head, because if your forehead is high, not for rest, but if your forehead is higher than your chin, it's a little bit too much tension, okay, on the cervical spine. So let's bring the knees slightly together here. Okay, and very easily you're going to bring your knees to your chest. Okay, any comfortable amount. Bring both knees into your chest. Okay, and for you, because you have some tightness in your knees, you're going to hold on behind your knees, okay? And just gently roll the knees in towards the chest and back and forth, maybe making little circles on the ceiling with the knees, releasing the spine. One circle in one direction, circle in the other. Keeping that chin tucked lightly into the chest. Right, that helps to lengthen the spine. Very nice. Okay, so let's make a few more circles. Okay, and from here we're going to come into a gentle spinal twist. So try to keep both knees together. Open the arms like an airplane along the mat with the palms facing down. And we're going to bring the knees to one side, as close to the mat as possible. Now you can slide your feet out to the bottom of the mat if you like. Let's keep the knees close together and bring them to one side. Okay, relax the arms and the chest. And we'll take a few breaths here. Bring the knees back into the chest. You can use the support of your arms. Okay, easy, easy. And then let's bring them to the other side. Release the arms to the side. And very gently, it's okay, it's okay. You can set it up. You want to relax into the pose. Keeping both shoulders grounded. Very nice. How you doing? Okay. So this should start to feel a little bit restorative. Stretching the spine, both sides. And then when you're ready, we'll come back to center, bring the knees into the chest. And we're going to do a relaxation pose right from where you are, using the chair for support, and it's a little bit of an inversion too. Okay, so it's called legs on the chair. So I think this chair will work well for you. I'm going to put a blanket on the chair and set you up in a nice relaxation pose. Okay, so you want to have your feet on the chair. I'll make the adjustments we need so that your calves are supported. Okay, and release the palms right down by the hip bones. Okay, so we want to take a few moments here to have the legs in an inverted position after standing poses. Let's turn the palms up. We can actually place these little sandbags right on the wrists and the forehead to have more of a grounding posture. You can close your eyes. We're going to take 5 minutes here in conscious relaxation, where we don't fall asleep, but we rest the body. So if the body is not comfortable, we want to make some little adjustments. And you tell me if there's anything that needs to be adjusted. How does that feel on the legs?
Good.
Okay. You want to rest here. Start to feel the breath cooling in the body. Release any tension in the jaw and the face. Separate the teeth and the lips, parting lightly. Relax across the collarbones. Release the tension of the shoulders and the arms, the wrist, fingers. Breathe into the space around the heart and the chest. Feel the softness and openness of the hips. Relax the buttocks and the legs. Feel the support against the earth. Feel the support of the legs on the chair. And breathe softly and fully. Breathing in and breathing out with any conscious without any conscious awareness, without any control. Can we have 5 extra minutes? Okay. And then we'll open the eyes. I know it's hard to come out of this. This is the nicest thing that you can do for yourself, is to practice awareness. I'd like to swing your legs to one side.
Still on the chair?
Nope, we'll take the chair away. Okay, easy. Swing your legs to one side and roll to one side, left or right, it doesn't matter. Because we never want to get up from relaxation pose in an abrupt way. Yep, roll to one side in sort of like a fetal position. And then, when you're ready, use your arms for support. And let's come up to a seated posture. Okay, I'd like to introduce you just briefly, while we have a few minutes left in our session, to a practice known as using hand mudras. Do you feel okay sitting on the mat to do this, or would you like to use the chair?
That's fine.
Okay, would you like to sit on the blanket? If you put a blanket underneath your buttocks, it can be helpful, because this is an energetic practice, this practice of mudras. So sometimes sitting on blanket, no, scoot up just a little bit more so the blanket is right, there you go. That can help to keep the spine a little more erect. So I'd like to introduce you to this practice of mudras. And mudras are hand gestures, but they're gestures of power. And each mudra that I'm going to introduce you to, I'll introduce you to a couple today, and then maybe next time we can show a few more. Each one has a separate idea behind it. So I've selected a few that you might benefit from, and we utilize them to bring certain qualities into our life. So maybe a couple we'll work with today, and you can let me know what you think about them after we do them. One is for calming the mind, which we all can use, right? And the other is helps to reduce fear in our lives. So let's see what we think about this. We use the breath, and we use positioning of the hands. So mudra means seal, meaning a seal of energy, and we use the hands to seal the energy of the body. So let's start with the calming of the mind. Placing, it's pretty simple, you can watch me. Place the right hand on top of the left. Okay, it's important that we keep the elbows high, and we take slow, deep breaths as we use the mudra of the hands. We're sealing the energy in. You can close your eyes or reduce your gaze. No need to look at anything. Slow, deep breaths in. Full breaths. Keep the elbows high. Inhale and exhale. We will work with this mudra for a full minute. So you need to stay with conscious, full breaths. Inhale and exhale through the nose. Keep those elbows nice and high. So it's a really energetic, powerful practice. Inhale and exhale. Healing power of the body, healing the energy, sealing the energy, reducing anxiety. Let me hear you breathing. The breathing is the energy. Keep going. You can do it. You're doing great. Keep going. Yep. Five more seconds. And release the hands. Beautiful. Okay. The next one, we put the right arm up with the palm open and the elbow high. Okay. In the next one, we keep the left elbow right at the belly with the palm flexed. So the position that we maintain is like this. We are reducing and releasing our fear. Okay. The breath is calm and strong. May feel strange, but it's very effective. Keep your awareness within. Close the eyes. This can bring the practice deeper. Think to myself, I am releasing my fear. More seconds. Keep that elbow high. Have faith in your own power, your own internal energy. And release the hands down. Return to your own natural calming breath. Breathing in your own awareness, your own present state. And always spending as much time as you need following your practice of yoga and relaxation before you continue on with your next activity. Thank you very much. Thank you. We're done? Thank you. As usual, there's so much more.